Hi and welcome to some more Pizza Ramblings. So the other week I did a 40-60 combination of two flours, which was Manitoba and Le 5 Superior, and it worked out really well. The crust was absolutely mega on it. The only thing that was a letdown about it was how stretchy the dough was and how it wanted to retract when I was trying to stretch out the pizza. So I've been in chats with people on the channel and I've been given some suggestions to try, mostly down to how we mix this thing, and maybe I'm over mixing it and mixing it at too high a speeds. So we're going to try a different attempt today and maybe see whether we can get that dough so it's nice and relaxed and doesn't want to retract. Let's start. So same scenario as the other day, 7 dough balls, 280 grams. We've got two flours, again 40% of Superior, 60% of Manitoba, 68% hydration, 3% salt, 24-hour leavening, fresh yeast, 18 degrees. So that gives us flour of the first flour, Superior, 468 grams, the second flour, 701 grams. We need total water or hydration of 795 grams. I've got 700 grams of water now, which I'm going to mix with the two flours in the machine to autolyse these for 6 hours. Okay, so that's the two flours in the machine together. I've given them a bit of a mixing up. Now I'm just going to chuck in the 700 grams of water, leaving me 95 grams that I'm going to add later on when I make the dough, which I will add the yeast to. So let's just get this rocking. Just going to mix these together and then take them out, put them in a tub and put them in the fridge for 6 hours, just to let that hydration get through the flour. So there we are. It took a bit of time to get to this level, but most of the flour's gone from the bottom of the bowl, so it looks like it's all incorporated. I'll give this another couple of minutes and then I'll chuck it in the fridge. That's it. I'm going to put the lid on this and then we'll leave it for 6 hours to autolyse. Bowl is pretty much spotless. Okay, so this is the autolysed dough I've just got out of the fridge. It's been sat around for a little while. So just to reiterate what we're going to try here, we're going to try and stop the dough from being elastic when we come to stretch it out. So I had some great comments off a follower, Steve0124 is his name on the channel, and he suggested that we try kneading for longer with the mixer but at a lower speed, because he thinks I'm overworking the dough at too much of a higher speed, which is why he thinks it's elastic. So it sounds plausible to me, so I'm going to do that. He's also recommended that we use a temperature gauge that goes into the dough rather than taking the outside readings. I already had this cheapo one, but it'll do the job for the time being, and if this seems to work, then I'll probably pick up a better quality one. So without further ado, let's get this going. So it's currently 14 degrees inside the dough. It has been in the fridge. I've got the rest of the ingredients, which is the other 95 grams of water with fresh yeast mixed in it, and I've also got the salt. So to get this going, obviously this is going to take a lot longer to mix, so I'm not going to make you sit through all the way through it. We'll take some pauses and come back in intervals as usual. So without further ado, let's get this mixer locked into position. I'll reset my timer, which is currently zeroed, and let's get this thing going. I'm going to do it on a low speed. I normally go probably around about 3, 4 or 5 on this thing, but probably just going to go something like this, and we'll get some first bits of the water bobbed in now. May even slow it down a little bit more, so we're currently on speed 1.
So I think it is going to take considerably longer. I didn't start the timer, so we're about 10-20 seconds behind. Well, there we go, it's running now. So we'll see if it works out in the end. Being interesting, because I know one thing's for sure, that since I've had this machine, most of my dough has retracted when I've come to stretch out the pizza. So I know it is something to do with the machine. It's all part of the learning curve. So we'll leave this running for a little bit and then we'll come back shortly and see what it looks like after maybe 5 minutes. So I'm actually 3 minutes into this now, not 5. 5's probably too long of a gap for you to see what's happening. Still got some water to put in, but it's looking pretty good. Just bob a bit more in. So I'll leave it running for a bit longer. Okay, so we're 4 minutes 54 seconds into it. I've got the tiniest bit of water left. I'm just going to chuck that in. So that's the water gone. So 5 minutes to get rid of 95 grams of water. I suppose that's not bad really. It's starting to come together now. It's looking pretty good. So already starting to pumpkin quite nicely. So I'm just going to start sprinkling some bits of salt in. That usually makes it bind together a bit more in my opinion. But I was really impressed with this dough last time, apart from the fact it was very elastic and it even shrunk in the oven slightly, but wow, look at that, that's really coming together. Yeah, it was really nice dough. I think we might have to give this a rest in a minute. It's looking pretty tight already now, that. I'll get the salt in first and then we'll give it a break. I'm actually in the conservatory and it's raining, so it might sound a bit bizarre. So we've been going for 6 minutes now. That's all the salt gone. And I think I'll give it a rest. I'm going to take the temperature now with the probe, so I'll just get the probe in it. So according to the probe, we're at 19.2 degrees. So we'll give it a rest for 5 or 10 minutes now. Okay, so this has had a good 10 minutes to rest. Let's have a look at it. Strength's building up, actually. Look at that. That's probably all right, that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any more on it. So that was 6 minutes at low speed. So tell you what, I'll just give you a quick run just to ball it back up and then I'll take it out. Yeah, that looks good to me. Looks very smooth. I think that'll do nicely. We'll leave it at that. So 7 minutes 20 seconds. Well, actually we were 20 seconds short at starting the timer, so 7 minutes 40 seconds. That's nice and solid, that. Let's have a quick look at the temperature. It was nowhere near where we're getting to 24 degrees, I think he said was like the limit. 24 to 26, it's 19.2. So we'll leave it at that. I'll stick it in its bowl and leave it overnight at room temperature. Nice one. Okay, there we are, all wrapped up, ready for tomorrow. Okay, so about to ball up. I'm a bit late with it. Normally I do it with 6 hours to go, but I've actually only got 5 hours to go now before we cook. But yeah, looks good. Let's have a look at what's going on. Yeah, plenty of bubbles and stuff. So feels nice, not overly sticky. Wow. Okay, looks good. I'll do that with the rest of them. Okay, so there we go. That's not too bad. The 68% hydration. Pretty easy to handle, to be honest. So let's see what they look like later on. Okay, it's time to see how these dough balls will come out and whether they're going to be elastic or not. So let's get one out and give it a whirl. It'll be interesting to see whether the elasticity problem that I've been having is fixed by using a slower mixing speed. We shall see. Dough feels nice. It's definitely not as bad. It's still retracting ever so slightly, but it doesn't seem, I don't know. It's better, I think. Yeah, it's definitely better. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, it's still doing it a little bit, but it's definitely more pliable than it was last week or the week before. Still got a little bit of elasticity, but it seems to be a bit easier to handle. Right, swap sides. Yeah, it's got a little bit to it, but it's not bad. It's better than it was, I think. So I think that might be some of the cause. I think there's still some room for improvement. Let's just watch it. No, I mean, that's plenty of bubbles. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that, I think. Can't complain with that. So it seems that mixing on quicker speeds is having an impact, which has been doing my nutting a little bit, to be honest, because I've only noticed this elasticity since I've had the machine. Labrador's here. Okay, let's see what the pizza comes out like. Mushrooms. Okay. Glad I'll have a bit of chicken.
stretched out. See how it goes on this bit. But it's definitely better than it was last time. Yeah, that's nice. So I think that is probably some of the problem. More chicken. Got some grated manchego. And some crispy pancetta. Okay, let's bang her in. That looks good. Quick temperature check. 461. Turn it down a touch. Beautiful. Phew. Some nice bubbles coming up on it already. It was a nice combination last time I did this. Real nice combination. She's free. Yeah, looks good. Looks very good. Oh yeah, it's coming well. That does look very nice. See the steam coming out the crust. Add a bit more there. And I think, oh yeah, beautiful. I think that's a wrap then. So the ticket is, take it a bit easy with the mixer. Less speed. It looks like it's done a good job. It hasn't shrunk much, that. It looks pretty big, decent size. I'm sure the last it was shrinking in the bit in the oven as well, and it was cooking. But that, I'm happy with that result. Thanks for watching.